Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Discriminating Gamer. I recently read an article about the dangers of drinking, so that's it for me. No more reading. Ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to go ahead and take a look at the folded space insert for Twilight Imperium 4th edition and Twilight Imperium Prophecy of Kings.
We'll get back to the review in just a moment. I want to take a minute to ask you to check out my other channel, that is Cody Carlson, PhD, where we talk about history, books on history, military history. I even post some of my lectures for my classes on there. Please check that out. Please subscribe to that channel. And now, back to the review.
Now, Twilight Imperium is my second favorite game of all time. I love Twilight Imperium 4th edition, just like I love the 3rd edition. It's tremendous fun. This is a game I get to the table maybe once or twice a year. Don't play it very often, but I freaking love it. It's a grand space epic adventure. And what that means is grand space storage problems, right? This game is massive. Now, especially when you get the Prophecy of Kings expansion, there's just so much there. Now, the game comes, both games, both the core game and the expansion, they both come with inserts. But I've never been a fan of either of these inserts. I always felt like they didn't really store the stuff as well as I wanted it to be able to find stuff and organize it well. Pretty much everything I had to put in little bags, so my TI4 game was just filled with bags, and I'm not a big fan of using bags to store stuff. Sometimes you have to, but I was just not a big fan of it. So I've been talking with the good people at Folded Space, and I asked them, hey, I'd like to review this. I'd like to see if your storage solution is as good as it looks and if it works as promised. So they said, sure. So they went ahead. They sent me a copy of their insert. Of course, you do have to put it together. You have to assemble it with glue. I went ahead and actually, Kim and I, my girlfriend, we spent one night just putting together these little trays. And there's like 20 of them. And we spent the whole night, we're watching TV, putting together these trays. It was fun. But we put together all of the trays and for just the core game. So I went ahead, I put them all in, and there's these cool, like just little tiny trays that fit all of the tokens for each faction and all of the unique cards for each faction. I think, oh, well, that's really cool because I was always hunting for them within that. And, everybody, you don't use all the cards, so you got to find the right cards. And here, they're just all in these little trays. So we got all of those. I put together everything that the core game trays came with, and it fits pretty well. And you've got a big chunk of space left over for the Prophecy of Kings expansion. So I'm thinking, okay, this is awesome that everything fits here, but the space that is left over, I'm thinking there's no way I can fit all of the stuff from Prophecy of Kings in just this spot. There's just no way it's going to happen. So I put together the Prophecy of Kings insert. I started gluing it. I got that ready. And then as I started putting the components in there, I realized there were some issues. For instance, the Prophecy of Kings insert says that some of the trays from the original game, some of those inserts are repurposed to be the faction trays for this new one. So I'm thinking, well, okay, that makes sense. And then you've got other stuff to hold that. But the problem was that some of those trays that were repurposed, there were only 3 of those trays. So we go ahead and we repurpose 3 of those trays, but you've got 7 new factions. So I'm thinking, how is this going to work? But I was able to put those there, and then I realized that with a little bit of tinkering, I was able to make these other factions fit in their own little spaces within these trays. So I was able to make that work, not a big deal. But still, I'm thinking, I'm not going to fit everything in this new, in one box. I'm not going to fit everything in one box. It's not going to happen. So gradually, I went ahead, I did what they said. You have to kind of move some stuff over and shift things from the way it's set up in the original core box insert. I put it in there, and wouldn't you know it, everything literally fits in this core box. Now, there is some muffin topping, some lid lift. You do get a little bit of that here, but everything fits. Everything fits. And not only does it fit, everything in the game is perfectly organized. You've got, like I said, those trays for the individual factions. For all of the cards, you've got stuff, for the dice and the specific tokens, you've got stuff. And then, of course, the trays for the individual units, for the War Suns and the Dreadnoughts and all the ships. They've got these great long little trays that fit for all of them, and everything fits in there so well. I mean, I'm literally astounded. It felt like magic to me that you could get so much stuff in that one box at just the cost of a little bit of lid lift. I could not believe that. And it does. It looks great. And I got to be honest, I am super excited for the next time I play this game. First of all, I'm not carrying two big boxes. I'm just carrying the one box and then using all these trays. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm super excited about Twilight Imperium, and now I'm even more excited that I got this great organization system with this insert. So the recommendation for the discriminating gamer for the folded space TI4 and TI4 Plus inserts is buy it. Buy them. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you once again for joining us today on The Discriminating Gamer. As always, we ask you to please leave a comment for us on YouTube, on Board Game Geek, on our Facebook page, or on thediscriminatinggamer.com. We'd ask you to please like us on Facebook, subscribe to us on YouTube, and follow us on Twitter. I'd also ask you, ladies and gentlemen, to please check out my other channel, that is Cody Carlson, PhD, where we talk about military history, books on history, fun things like that. I've got some of my lectures on there for my classes. If you would subscribe to that, it would mean a lot to me. Also, please consider leaving a thumb to this video on Board Game Geek. And also, if you really do like the channel, you like the content we provide here, please click on the Super Thanks button here on a YouTube page and leave a tip. Again, that helps us out a lot. You know, ladies and gentlemen, if I could have one superpower, it would be invisibility. I just want to make myself clear. Please somebody help me on my feet again, and I don't know where I'm going, and I don't know where I've been. Please somebody help me on the solid ground. It's a long time, and I'll be dying. Once a year I wind up in the band.
I'm gonna go here. Whoa! No! Brandon's homeworld is being invaded.
How are you able to move that far?
I've got the anti-mat or the gravity thing.
Oh.
So you're the only one that hasn't attacked me yet.